Hello guys, welcome. Okay, so today we are going to be working with Unit 7. In Unit 7, as you might have seen, this is called What Can We Do? And basically in here we are discussing environmental problems and we are going to learn how to compare solutions to social problems. So this is the first part. This is what we are going to be working with today, the first part of the unit. Discuss environmental problems. Remember that the environment is anything that is around you, where you live, the earth, let's say. So the environmental problems, there are some environmental problems that we face. They can be waste, there is too much plastic around, and plastic doesn't decompose. So this waste, let's say, goes to the ocean and it kills the sea life that we can see in the ocean. There are also many fabrics that throw their waste onto lakes and onto oceans. There's a lot of animal killing and so on. So basically there are many environmental problems that we are facing right now due to globalization, let's say also fashion industry. We buy clothes, it doesn't really decompose, and then we throw it away and we buy more and more and more and more. So this consumism, capitalism, is causing many environmental problems, and we are going to learn how to discuss these problems here today. Okay, so let's go to the first part of the grammar. Okay, so in this first grammar we have passive with prepositions. Yesterday we saw a little bit of the passive voice, and we are going to get into that right now. So basically we have present continuous passive and also we have present perfect passive. Of course, in the first one we are going to be using the present continuous, and in the second one we are going to be using the present perfect. So we have these sentences. Our water supply is being contaminated by toxic chemicals. So basically we have this in here. So this is the reason why this action in here that we are describing in here is happening. Our city streets are being damaged as a result of heavy traffic. The roads aren't being repaired due to lack of funding. So as you can see in here, we have the reason why these actions that we are describing in here are happening. And these prepositions are helping us. By, as a result of, due to. Okay, so as you can see, we are using the present continuous. We are using here first the verb to be, is, because it is singular, third person. Our water supply is, so it is being contaminated. Our city streets, this is plural, so we say are. Our city streets are being damaged. So in here we are using the verb to be, and then we are using our gerund being, is being, are being, isn't being, aren't being, and then we are using the past participle of the verb. This is the past participle, followed by a preposition, and then again this is the reason why this is happening to this thing. Then we have the present perfect passive. Our community center has been closed because of high costs. Many public parks have been lost through overbuilding. As you can see, our community center is third person singular. It has been closed. It has been. Many public parks, plural, parks, have been lost. Many public parks have been lost. And then we have the prepositions because of, through, throughout, This is high cost overbuilding. So again, in here we are seeing the reason why this action is happening using present continuous and using present perfect. In here we have the same examples, and as you can read here, the preposition by, as a result of, because of, though, and due to have similar meanings. So they are used in sentences. They are used in sentences that describe cause and effect. They introduce the cause. Again, the cause, the reason why this is happening. Here we have some examples. Windmill farms have been built, past participle, to produce clean energy. Recycling programs have been started by small communities who are trying to make a difference. So in here we are seeing the good and the bad. These are good things. So this is a bad thing. Dirty water from cities is being, so this is something that is happening, is being dumped into the rivers. As you can see in here, when we use the present perfect passive, is because this is an action that basically has been done, and then this is an action that is being done in this case. So dirty water is being dumped into the rivers and ocean because there aren't enough waste facilities. So this is something that is happening now. And this is something that happened. It started before and still continues to happen right now, of course. So this is something about the active and the passive voice. We have the passive voice, of course, because there is an active voice. So in the active voice, we have a doer, which is the person that does the action. So people, and then we have an action, pollute, and then we have the receiver, who is the person or who is the thing, the animal, what's the noun that receives the action. In this case, the beach. People pollute the beach. But then in the passive voice, the receiver, which is the noun that receives the action, comes first. So we have that the beach, and then we have the action. In this case, we're using the verb to be, is, and the past participle. Is polluted, we can say by people, but it's not necessary. It's not necessary for us to include the doer on the actions. So we can say the roads are, for example, our water supply is being contaminated. And it's not necessary for me to say that it's being contaminated by toxic chemicals, but it does give me a better idea. So in the passive voice, the receiver is the most important part of the sentence. That's why it's first. And we don't talk about the doer because it's not important, or it's obvious, or it's unknown. So people pollute the beach, and that is an active voice, and the passive voice is the beach is polluted by people. So we can use the passive voice in many tenses. We can use it in the present tense, in the past tense, with present continuous and with present perfect. In here we are seeing present continuous and present perfect. That's what we just saw. But we can take a look at this. So the passive voice in the present perfect is like this. People pollute the beach. In the simple present, it's going to be the beach is simple polluted by people. Or the beaches are polluted by people. In the past tense, we are going to be using was and were. The beach was polluted by people. The beaches were polluted by people. Because in this case, remember, third person singular, and then this is plural. Then we have the present continuous. The beach is being, this is what we are saying. The beach is being polluted by people. The beaches are being polluted by people. Then we have present perfect, where we use has or have plus been, and always we are using the past participle. So the beach has been polluted by people. The beaches have been polluted by people. In here we have some more examples. And these are the prepositions that we can use for the passive voice, or the same ones that we saw in the book. By, because of, as a result of, through. Something to keep in mind is that this one, due to, it's only to express a negative idea. So if you say due to, it's because it's negative. Not the sentence, but the idea. So that you're going to say is not good, it's negative. So yes, basically this is what we have for today's grammar. I hope you guys understood. If not, you can always remember, ask me on Telegram, and I'll be more than happy to answer. Now let's go ahead and do some exercises, guys. Thank you very much, and see you later. Bye-bye.